Hello, everybody. I just wanted to do a really quick update today for those of you who have been waiting for some kind of news from me about my surgery, which is over, and I'm back home now. So this is going to be a short video, no fancy editing, not that I'm a fancy editor to begin with, but this is the story. On the night of June 1st, and I'm going to do a dedicated video about the whole surgical experience and my experience in the hospital. David came from California. Actually, I think he was in Arizona. And he came to go with me when I went into the hospital in the wee hours of, I guess it was the wee hours of June 2nd, which was a Friday. As I say, I'll do the whole experience of that, but long story short, I was in the hospital from the 2nd through I want to say the 10th. I got home a week ago Saturday, and today is Sunday, so I got home 8 days ago. So it is, in fact, 2 weeks and 2 days since my surgery. I had really quite a bit of concern going in because my last surgery was so difficult to heal from, and it was a long, convoluted path to my recovery. So I was concerned, and there was talk from the doctors about, of course, they never know what they're going to find till they get in. And again, I don't want to go into too much detail this time, but there was some concern that the surgery would, in fact, be quite lengthy, which, as it turns out, it was not. I had asked David about it, and I'm pretty sure he told me that the whole surgery took less than 4 hours, which was really good because my last one was 8.5 hours, as I recall. So this was far better. My entire experience was infinitely better than the last time. I think my biggest issues coming home, well, there are a number of them. I came straight home from the hospital, which was a mixed blessing because coming home to a house where you're alone and you just don't have anybody else in the house in case of any issues, there is that element to it. But I really did not want to, if I didn't need to, I didn't want to go into rehab. My experience of my second rehab last time was horrific. And I just didn't want to risk any of the issues that I ran into last time. So the doctor and the physical therapist had felt that I could go home. So I did come home. Ken came to pick me up, which was incredibly wonderful. He's been the best friend anybody could have. One of these days I will have him on here with me to kind of talk about a little bit of it. But he's been a huge help. He was with me through most of my pre-op stuff, although he ran into an issue with his back toward the end, and he was unable to be there. 516. I am really, really lucky. My neighbor, who has become a really good friend of mine through the years, was enormously helpful. When I first was going into the hospital, Kenny, who is Linda's roommate, had called me telling me he wanted to stay with my dogs and he wanted to take that off my plate so that I didn't have to worry about it and I could go into the hospital and not worry about the dogs and not worry about their care, that he would be here. Unfortunately, when I saw him, I realized it was a big mistake. He is very frail and very shaky, and he's got lots of issues. So he wound up coming here. I left in the middle of the night on the 2nd. And Ken came, no, I think, yeah, Ken, no, I think Nikki, my neighbor, had come to let the dogs out in the morning and to feed them. And then Ken came over later in the day to show Kenny what to do. I had gone over everything with Kenny about feeding them and about where everything was and showing him things, but he remembered absolutely nothing of anything. And he was getting enormously stressed. So 2 days after my surgery, when the last thing in the world I needed was any stress, I got a call from Kenny telling me he couldn't do it and he was leaving. And I said to him, I'm in the hospital. What do you expect me to do? I can't do anything about it. So I was terrified for the dogs. I was worried about what would happen, but thank God, Ken came through. He wound up coming here every single day in the afternoon, staying with the dogs for maybe 4 or 5, 6 hours, and then going home knowing they were taken care of. And Nikki took care of the morning with the dogs every day till I got home. And as I say, I got home on Saturday. We left the hospital sometime in the afternoon, probably 2 something, and it took about 2.5 hours to get home. The traffic was horrific. In my next video, where I'm going to go through everything about the actual hospital stay and everything related to that and the surgery, I'll show you some video that I took as we left New York to come back to the island. But again, as I said, I don't know how I would have gotten through this without Ken. He has been an absolute rock. He has been a rock. For everything that I needed, he's done the shopping that I needed. He's taken care of the dogs. He's vacuumed my rug for me. I have this newer, little area rug that is shedding like crazy, and he's vacuumed it for me. He washed my kitchen floor. He washed he's been absolutely wonderful. So that is my quick update. And as I say, within the next few days, I'm thinking I probably should be well enough to be able to do a more dedicated video to the whole hospital stay. I really want to do that for all of you who care about me. And I also want to do it for people out there who are suffering from cancer and who have to deal with the fear, the unknowns, everything that they might have to go through. And perhaps by sharing my experience, I can make it just a tiny bit easier for somebody traveling that road. So that's it for now. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully next time is going to be really soon. Take care, everybody. You know I love you. Bye-bye.